You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA. Thank you so much for joining me for another incredible session here of the Daily African Proverbs. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am excited to be here with you live on YouTube for an amazing podcast recording. This is the African Father in America podcast, and we are also live on Clubhouse. And I am just about to share the link to the live stream over there on Clubhouse, so that for those who have not joined us on YouTube, you can do that. I'm really excited about today's proverb. For the first time, we are actually sharing a proverb from Algeria. I don't think we've had an Algerian proverb in a really long time, and so I'm excited for today's conversation. And I just welcome. I see that we've been joined here by Kana Bata. How are you doing? Nice to see you. It's just wonderful that you took the time to join us for today's conversation. I do this recording of the African Father in America podcast every morning, and every morning whenever I show up, I have a new African proverb, and then I have 3 nuggets of wisdom that are related to the proverb that I bring for us to have for the day. So thank you again. I just want to thank Lavender as well for joining us, and I see we've also been joined here by Queen. Thank you so much. Take a minute and ping in 3 to 5 people from your network to also join us, and also share the link to this conversation so that we can have a few other members of our community globally joining us for today's conversation. Our proverb today is about secrecy. How do you all keep a secret? I want to know all about that. Our proverb from Algeria tells us that a secret for 2, soon a secret for nobody. A secret for 2, soon a secret for nobody. I want you to think about that for a moment. But if you think about in households, between siblings, even in work environments where people work together closely in a community, many times it's always very, very challenging for people to keep a secret. You confide in somebody and you really even tell them that, hey, what I'm sharing with you, you must not tell anybody. But the next minute you hear somebody else talking to you about it. Sometimes it's your colleague that you confided in, and then you hear that your boss or your supervisor is now talking to you about something that you're hoping would be kept secret. Sometimes it's your sibling that you confided in, and before you know it, your other sibling already knows about it, and you get so frustrated. You wonder what you're going to do, but really this is how secrets are, and really, as long as the secret leaves you, then it's no longer a secret, So as this Algerian proverb suggests, secrets are difficult to keep, especially when multiple people are involved. The more people who know about a secret, the higher the chances that it will eventually be revealed. This can lead to disastrous consequences, as secrets always involve sensitive information. For example, recently we've seen a new video series, especially in Kenya. There's a Kenyan journalist by the name of John Allen Lamu. Let me just make sure I pronounce his name correctly. John Allen Lamu is an investigative journalist, and in fact, he was also involved. There's actually a journalist, Ashraf Sharif from Pakistan, that was murdered in Kenya just this Sunday. And John Allen Lamu from, I want to just make sure I pull up his name so that I pronounce it correctly. But this brother is great, John Allen Namu. Yeah, so he's the co-founder of Africa Uncensored, and they've been documenting a lot of corruption cases in Kenya, and they started this video series called Wizi Leaks, which means theft leaks. And this was a secrecy. A lot of the information they're sharing are pieces of information that nobody ever knew the public would know about, So when this information is being revealed publicly on YouTube, and people are discussing it on Twitter, people just can't even believe what they're learning. So that is what we are learning through today's proverb. And I want you all to know that this conversation cannot continue without your involvement. I treat this show as the village fire, where once I come in with the firewood and the matches and I light the fire and I begin the conversation, I always want to hear what everyone else has to say about this particular proverb, and also about some of the comments I am making in relation to the proverb. But I want to just quickly share some of the nuggets of wisdom that my team and I, came up with in regards to this proverb. There are 3 nuggets of wisdom that I share every day. So the proverb from Algeria says that a secret for 2, soon a secret for nobody. And here is our first nugget of wisdom. Hold on, I see that Brother Earth and Nate have joined us. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us for today's conversation. Please make sure you're pinging in people to join us. And also, I see that we've been joined by a few friends on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking your time. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is a good time for you to do that. It's one of the best ways that you can support this show. Now, I was sharing the nuggets of wisdom. The first one is that when you share a secret with someone, you are entrusting them with a part of yourself. Yeah. When you share a secret with someone, you are entrusting them with a part of yourself, because secrets can be life-changing, and they can also mean life and death to people, So, for example, Ashraf Sharif, the journalist from Pakistan who was murdered in Kenya this Sunday, even his whereabouts, because he was actually being sought after. He was someone who was revealing a lot of government corruption in Pakistan. He was revealing a lot of, corruption in the military in Pakistan. So he became a wanted man in his own country. He left. He went to Dubai. And then he was in Kenya, maybe for vacation. But what I hear is that he was involved with another event in Kenya. Actually, he was involved with the documenting of another film. And so, his passing is quite tragic. But what this proverb tells us is that, again, secrecy is only for one person. It's not for multiple people. It's just for one person. So if you have a secret, keep it to yourself. But if you have to reveal it to somebody else, then you have to ensure that you truly trust that person, because you're literally giving them a part of yourself. This is our second nugget. But before I continue, I just want to recognize my wonderful brother, Balozi, the Kenyan ambassador to the LA consulate is joining us in the audience there. Very nice to see you, my brother, Big Ted. Thank you for all the amazing work that you do. We are here for the African Father in America podcast, and we record this every Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is like the early morning show. I grab my cup of coffee and we come and have a conversation here, just centering our African culture and African wisdom by dissecting these proverbs from different parts of the motherland. So now we are discussing the 3 nuggets of wisdom, and I'm in the second one that says, don't keep secrets from your loved ones. They may not be secrets for long. This is an interesting one for me, coming from a culture and a community where even writing a will is always something that is scary for people. And so when somebody passes away is when you really, really learn a lot that you didn't know, especially as their children. That's when you learn about your other siblings that you never knew about growing up. So don't keep secrets from your loved ones. They may not be secrets for long. And then the final nuggets of wisdom is that secrets can be dangerous, especially if they are shared with the wrong person. At the beginning of our conversation, I was sharing that, even in my own household, sometimes I share something with my youngest daughter and I tell her, this is a secret between us. And then she literally turns around and tells my other daughter that this is the secret we are talking about. So if it was a situation, for example, earlier, I gave another example of a work environment where you have your boss and your colleagues, maybe your supervisor, and your supervisor confides in you, and you disregard that confidentiality that you are required of when you're told a secret, and you go ahead and share it with somebody else, maybe to please them, maybe for a promotion, and you probably put somebody in a situation where they lose their job. So it's just important to understand that secrets can be dangerous, especially if they're shared with the wrong person. As you all know, we live stream on YouTube, and we are also here on Clubhouse. And on YouTube, Kay Benjamin is commenting and saying that secret is not known or seen, or not meant to be known or seen by others. Secrets can be good news or bad news. I think she's just thinking and joining us in dissecting what this proverb might mean. Now I want to open the floor. I want to hear what Lavender has to say. I want to hear what Brother Arthur has to say, and Stella, and Steven, and Nate. Just take a minute, share with us where you're joining us from, how you're doing, and also what today's proverb means for you. Thank you, Kay, for your comments. Lavender, how are you? Where in the world are you joining us from, and what are your perspectives on the proverb today?
Hello, hi Simon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. This is Lavender. I'm grateful to be here. I'm Kenyan and I'm joining from Kenya. I'd like to point out that I'm so happy to see Big Ted in the room today and everyone else, including my colleagues, Stella and Steve. It's amazing to see you. Brother, thank you for your continued support. My thoughts about today's proverb, a secret for two, soon a secret for nobody. Seeing and reading the proverb just as it is, there's no secret for two. As soon as you share it with somebody else, you should be ready for um, I wouldn't want to say consequences because the replies can be both positive or negative. Thank you, Simon. This is Lavender, and I'm done speaking.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lavender, for your contribution. I want to hear what Brother Earth has to say about this proverb as well. If you're joining us for the first time, this is a space that I consider sacred. We've been running the Daily African Proverbs for the last 2 years. Right in the middle of the pandemic is when we began doing these sessions, and it's really been good for me personally, for my mental health, and just building a genuine community that values African culture. Brother Earth is another committed contributor to this space. I want to hear what your thoughts are today. Thank you so much.
Gratitude, Simon. Peace and love to all the family aboard. This is Brother Earth. I'm coming from the North Carolina territory, and always a good way to start the day off, going over the wisdom of the ancestors. And for today's proverb, a secret for too soon, a secret for nobody. It reminds me of an old saying that I heard used to hear coming up. They used to say, the only way two people can keep a secret is if one of them is dead. You know what I mean? And it also kind of sort of puts me in the mind that, this woman used to say this thing, what's long and hard on every man, but not necessarily on every man, but what's long and hard on everybody is temptation. And a lot of times when somebody trusts you with a secret, especially depending on what it is or what it does, it puts a lot of temptation on you to, you know what I mean, take it to somebody else. And it made me reflect about recently I was having a deep conversation with a family member, right? And the conversation just kept progressing and, just going through old stuff. And then all of a sudden, the family member shared a family secret with me, like a dog family secret that people usually sweep under the rug, nobody talk about. And when she told me, she was like, I've been carrying that for a long time. Now, you carry it. And I was like, what? You know what I mean? And it really threw me off. But again, I didn't want to share. I kind of wanted to share it with somebody, but then what it is, you just can't take it and share it with everybody. So it put me at a little awkward space, and I can only imagine how she had been feeling for so many years to tote that around. So that's what I say about the proverb today. Peace and love, family. It's Brother Earth.
Thank you so much, Brother Earth. What you're saying is so valuable, and it relates to something that Kay Benjamin shared on YouTube, but I didn't read it correctly. Kay is saying here that secrets can be good news, but don't share it with anybody. They're not meant for sharing with anybody. And I love that. I love what you're sharing, especially when it comes to families. There are things that if you share it, you can literally destroy the family. So I just appreciate that, and thank you for carrying that burden. It's your turn. And in my own family, I am now becoming one of the older people in the family. One of the I'm literally playing the role that my mom and my dad used to play, and it's a place where if you don't understand when to not talk about things and when to just be a listener, then you can be a big troublemaker. So this is a great proverb. I want to hear what Stella has to say. Stella, how are you feeling today? Yesterday, I know that you are struggling a bit. Share with us how you're doing, what this proverb means to you, and where you're joining us from. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. This is Stella from Kenya. Hello, everyone who is here today. Today's proverb is a good one because I think the ancestors knew that there would be secrets that you don't want people to know. And they were just trying to tell you in advance that if the moment you share it, then it's no longer a secret. And I think it also relates to some common saying I've been seeing around, especially on social media, that if you're working on something that is really important to you, then also important that you keep it to yourself until you kind of succeed with it, because the outside energy has a way of bringing it down and maybe shutting it off before you even get to work on it, and it can end up as a dream that was never achieved. So our ancestors knew that we would be excited about our secrets, about our journeys, about the things, our ambitions, and we would want to share it with someone we think they should know. But they were just saying that before you let them know, you should know that it's no longer a secret once it's out there. Otherwise, thank you. And today I'm feeling better. I came up with a list of some of the things that I thought were making me have that terrible headache, and I realized that I had not slept enough. So I tried to sleep and tried to go back to my sleep schedule. Otherwise, thank you.
That's great, Stella. I'm glad you're feeling better. And I also love your perspective in regards to today's proverb. I always love your contribution. I want to continue on to Stephen. But before I do that, I want to welcome everyone who is watching the show on YouTube. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe to the channel and also leave your comments so that we know what today's proverb means to you. It's at the bottom of the screen. Our proverb is from Algeria. It says that a secret for two, soon a secret for nobody. Okay, Steve, share with us your perspective as well. I'm so grateful that you took the time, and let us know where you're joining us from. Thanks a lot. Steve must be far away from his microphone or phone. But we are 7 minutes away from the end of our session today. And I just want to, let you all know that I'm grateful for the time that you've taken to join us for today's session. And, it's Tuesday. We have 3 more sessions this week. Tomorrow we are hosting Chioma Sheri, who is our resident poet. Every Wednesday we have poetry sessions as part of the Daily African Proverbs. And then Thursday and Friday we have guests that we've been invited for the show. So if you want to be a guest, let Lavender or Stella know, and they can share with you more information how you can be a part of this movement that we've been creating, one proverb at a time. For the sake of those who are joining us on YouTube, our proverb is a secret for two, soon a secret for nobody. I want to check in with Stephen just one more time before I go into wrapping up our session. Stephen, are you available to contribute to today's conversation?
Thank you, Simon, for having me. Hello, everyone. I'm Steven, joining from Kisumu, Kenya. I've been listening through Simon, and today's proverb, a secret for two, soon a secret for nobody, is just like a reminder to myself that whatever confidential information that I have, I should look properly and think twice before sharing with anyone that I'm not confident about, and before it becomes like gets to the public domain, because no secrets remains a secret forever unless you keep it to yourself. So it's just important to be very watchful and mindful of who you share your problems with, not basically secret per se, but there are those friends that you might share with them your problems or the challenges you're going through, and they turn into broadcasters. So that is my understanding of today's program. Thank you again, Simon, for having me.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your perspectives too, especially in this day and era of social media. You find that, people still go through problems. Sometimes your salary has delayed, sometimes you can't just meet your obligations. And then you reach out to someone, ask them for help. They help you, but then they broadcast it, Now that's dangerous, and I just want to say that I shared 3 nuggets of wisdom earlier that were inspired by this proverb from Algeria, and I want to repeat them as we wrap up our time together today. The first one says that when you share a secret with someone, you are entrusting them with a part of yourself. The second one says that don't keep secrets from your loved ones. They may not be secrets for long. And then the last one says that secrets can be dangerous, especially if they are shared with the wrong person. This is really, this is the tail end of our time together today. Remember the proverb from Algeria that we've been discussing says that a secret for two, soon a secret for nobody. I just appreciate you all. Remember, we are available. The African Father in America podcast is on Apple Podcast, where we are a 5-star rated podcast with almost 150,000 downloads. We're also on Spotify and really all the podcasting platforms. We are on YouTube as well. So if you like watching things visually, YouTube is a good place as well. But here on Clubhouse, where we are able to bring guests on the stage and also listen to your voices and contributions, we have the African Father in America Club, and you can join this growing community. I think we are almost at 5,000 members in the club. So with these few remarks, I just appreciate you all. This has been a wonderful session. Again, Balozi, thank you for all you do. And, I don't know if you get appreciated enough for the amazing work that you do, but, I just want you to know that you're special and you're a blessing to all of us. And with that, we've come to the tail end of our conversation today. Have a beautiful day and take great care of yourselves. Peace and love.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javanokelo, live from Seattle, Washington.